Hey everybody, welcome to Painting Happy Little Minis here at the Game Trade Media Studios in Timonium, Maryland. I'm your host, Rick. I'm all by myself today, but I thought it'd be a good opportunity for us to kind of talk together and chat. And I'm a pretty big fan of D&D, so we're gonna be doing a lot of D&D talk today because I am painting some WizKids unpainted pre-primed minis, the Town Guard, and I want to say a human warrior. I can't remember what it was because these were loose. So, but I want to say it's the Town Guard, and but these are part of the bad guys that we've been working on. We did we did Gregory, Alexander, Stefano, Horatio Sitwell last week, and you can see him right there. He was part of Painting Happy Little Minis last week, and then we did a building character for him on Friday last week. And today we're building his elite guard to include his left-hand man right here, which will be our building character for tomorrow, this guy right here. So he's got a pole arm, a sword, and a bow, and all that fun stuff. So he's a pretty cool little miniature. And he's the leader of his elite guard. And maybe he even has aspirations of becoming the next leader himself and usurping Gregory's position. We'll see. But it should be pretty cool. It'll be a lot of fun to paint him. I actually started painting them last week, so just gonna get to it. So right now I'm going through and I'm just putting on some flesh on the miniatures, just hitting their faces real quick, and then I'm gonna bring out the metallics to do like their helmets and swords and shields and stuff, and their chainmail on the regular guardsmen here. But I'm using elven flesh for their faces, and they are coming along okay, because that's how I paint. Okay. Hi, Josh over Mini Painting Studios. If you ain't first, you're last. Carl, what's up, buddy? David. Oh, Dave Taylor. Hey, Rick. Happy Maple Syrup Day. What? Is it really Maple Syrup Day in Canada? And I'm missing out. As you all know, Dave is in Canada right now, enjoying his family and maple syrup, it would seem. I hope. I'm not going to ask you if you'd bring any back. I just hope that you bring some back. That would be really sweet of you. See what I did there? Leona? All right. So, yeah, so these are going to be the elite guard to Gregory, Alexander, Stefano, Horatio, Sitwell. And I have to say his whole name like that every time because in this character build, he does not like to be called anything less than his full name. He gets rather put out if someone just calls him Gregory, or even Lord Sitwell offends him. And he's kind of like just a merchant type, but he's also like a scammer hustler in that he has a circus of mystical creatures and beings, kind of like a freak show, that he goes around to different villages, towns, and metropolises across the realms to hustle wealthy families of their goods. He's a bad dude. All right, so I have plate mail metal, but I don't want to use that. I want to use.
He was strong too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's a level 8 character. Gregory, Alexander, Stefano, Horatio, Sitwell is a level 8 character. These guys are going to be like the shield guys here are the Town's Guards miniatures are going to be like level 2 fighters. So granted, those are his elite force, but this guy right here I think is going to be like 5th level. The one with the pole arm and the long bow or the short bow and the long sword. Yeah, I think he's going to be more along the lines of 5th level when we make him tomorrow. But again, that'll all depend on the people that show up to basically give me guidance on where they would like to see this character go, because it's a community build, which makes it so much fun. when everybody gets together and is like, no, do it like this. And I'll be like, all right, I'll do it like that. All right. Yeah, I'm just looking for some gunmetal gray. There it is. All right. To do all the armor bits, and then we'll highlight them with some shiny armor bits. Oh, Dave says every day is maple syrup day in Canada. I was gonna be like, man, I bet you they actually do have a national holiday around maple syrup. If they don't, they're really missing out on a great opportunity. All right. Grab a different brush. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right. So yeah, I'm using gunmetal gray just to go over all of the metallic bits, or what I would assume would be metallic bits, like their shields, their swords, their plate. They got like a chainmail coif and leg armor and around their arms, so they have their chain shirts underneath their tabards. Just kind of cool. So they're definitely well armored to help better protect our lead bad guy there. So they can defend him and all of his goods, or do the dirty deeds that he sends them forth to do. Because I have a feeling that some of these guys go out and are like muscle to shake people down, and or breaking and entering into wealthy homes to take all of their goods, as I feel like that's one of the things this guy would be about. Like he'll be like, oh no, we'll use my personal guard to help protect the events at your home this evening, the big gathering before the circus on tomorrow. And while they're walking about the house, they're pilfering and taking things for their liege, their bad guy boss. All right. But what's everybody up to? It is Thor's Day, so tell me something Norse about you. I posted that up on my personal Facebook page. I said, Happy Thor's Day, everybody. Show me your Norse. And been getting some really cool pictures. People who have like runic tattoos and their sword collections. And Drew from One Inch Heroes posted up a miniature of like a Viking barbarian looking dude that he had painted, which looked really cool. And so much cool stuff out there. I'm a huge fan of the Nordic mythologies. If I were to be challenged to be like, which mythology do I like the most of all of them? You know, your Egyptian mythologies, your Greek and Roman mythologies, your Chinese mythologies, Indian mythologies. Norse is my #1 favorite. You know, who doesn't like the idea of Valhalla and Viking warriors? You know, it's a cool mythology and belief that they had back in the day. So, and of course, you can't go wrong with a little Ragnarok, right? Which I totally dig. Not that I'm about the end of days. I'm just about the, again, the story behind the mythology of Ragnarok. You know. Hey, what's up, Nick? Thea said that she accidentally celebrated Maple Syrup Day today with pancakes. Every time I come in to watch your mini painting setup, it gets better and better. Where'd you get the paint rack, by the way? The paint rack comes from a company called Impudent Mortals. They have a decent online store. You can check them out there. But these were available at a small small show I went to, and they were set up there, and I picked it up for so we can have it here on the show, and it keeps my paints relatively organized. I actually need to sit down and go, here's my greens, here's my, and actually separate them into a proper color palette, as I know that would really please Dave when he got back and be like, oh, I see that you've actually organized them in a way that you'll find everything. And then I'd be like, I didn't do it, Leona did it. So, Leona literally is my lifesaver. All right. So, funny story. I know you guys love it when I say that. And you're like, oh, Jesus, like, is this another dad joke? But Johnny, as you all know, is currently in London, or maybe he's already on his way to Paris. He went over there on a family trip. But while he was in London, of all the people to run into, he ran into Satine Phoenix on the streets of London.
What?
Yep. And got a picture with her. I was like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? He sent it to me. I'll post it up in the Painting Happy Little Minis group. And if you aren't already in the Painting Happy Little Minis group, you should absolutely consider joining it. It's a really fun Facebook group where a lot of great painters are in there to ask questions. So you got Dave Taylor, you've got Drew Carrington, you got Josh from Mini Paint Studios, you've got Jason from Realmsmith TV, you've got Carl and James, and literally everybody in there is a really good painter, and you got me too. So, and one of the great things about it is they really want to teach you, anybody that may not be painting right now, they're willing to teach, give great advice on how to, increase your toolbox and skill set in painting. And we all love to share and see everybody's paints and what kind of projects you're working on or have completed. It is the best. A very positive group of individuals, and the internet, I feel, needs that right now. So, all right.
The guy's name was William.
William?
With the Everyday Paint Challenge.
Oh, yeah. That was such a cool thing where he painted every day, a miniature every day. It was for a year.
A month.
That's still a long time. Yeah, he painted a lot more than just a miniature a day, because there's more than 30, 31 miniatures there, I think he said. No Dave this week. Yeah, Mel, no Dave this week. He's in Canada. Hey, Eric. My mom actually named the Eric after Eric the Red because she said she thought he was a... Yeah, and he was. He was that. He was absolutely that. My thumbs are echoing. And Chris Williams says he'll check them out. I can dig it. See what else everybody else is saying here. Wait, why did Rick trim it? I trimmed it because I'm trying to clean up my act. I'm the worst. No, I trimmed it because it was just getting out of hand. And I couldn't control it when I was, trying to live a normal life. I just want to be a normal person and live a normal life. And my beard was preventing me from doing that, so I had to trim it down. So, do I have any friends? It says here, it's funny when Facebook asks you, do you have any friends who should see this video? Share it with them so they can watch it too. Of course I've got friends that should be watching this video. I have like 5,000 friends on the internet. They should all be watching this. It's ridiculous if they're not. I mean, I thought they were my friends. So come, my friends. I'm going to share this and ask them, come, join us. We'd love to have you in the chat and talking to us, telling us what you're all doing. So when was the last time all of you watching right now have gone to your friendly local game store? Because that's a great place to go to pick up these miniatures. See what I did there? these WizKids minis. And if you want to learn more about the WizKids unpainted miniature lines, you can go to wizkids.com/unpainted and check them out, because they are amazing. And I will tell you, they have a very large ship miniature. It's hard to call it a miniature when it is as big as it is, but it's a pirate-like ship that they're coming out with. I'm not sure exactly when it'll hit the market, but when it does, it's going to be a glorious thing. And if I remember right, there might actually already be someone out in the universe painting this miniature, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. It's not me, by the way. Justin. Where's my boat? No, just kidding. I kid. I will get one. I will buy one, and I'll probably end up buying two, because there is nothing like doing naval boarding scenarios where a group of evil pirates are boarding your ship to slay you all. And I like high sea adventures anyways when it comes to campaigns in Dungeons and Dragons. There's nothing more enjoyable than the threat from the below that you don't even see under the water coming and getting you. And then, of course, all the things that underwater does and interacts with your character's ability to do things. They're spellcasters, spells, so it's pretty cool.
Can you move that other mini?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So who else is in the chat? Let's take a peek. If anybody else has joined us today. Not that I don't like and love everybody else already in there, because I do. You guys are the best. Shane says I was at Third Eye. Shane Bowler, he's amazing. Hello, friendo. I like that. Thea says it sounds like lies are wanting to live a normal life. Thea, I do want to live a normal life in a Muggle land. Or not in a Muggle land. What is it? A wizarding land, because I am obviously not a Muggle. It's a beard, not mutant powers. Oh, is it not? Dang it, Carl. Again, Shane says he was at Third Eye Games yesterday after I stopped by Third Eye Comics. They're literally right next to each other, and they're huge stores. If you're in the Indianapolis area, ever, you should absolutely check out Third Eye Comics and Third Eye Games. They are really nice stores, worth a gander. So, yup. Is Johnny home or dialing in from the UK? So Johnny is in the UK. I've got Leona is doing all the switching today, and she's doing a great.
It's bad.
No, it's not bad. It's good. You're doing great. Don't let anybody tell you different. The last Reaper Kickstarter had a zombie pirate ship. I can't wait until mine shows up. Was that Bones 4, Carl? Yep, James, I am running solo today. Welcome to James and any of his coworkers that might also be viewing over his shoulder. But Carl, was that Bones 4 that had the pirate ship? I backed that, but I don't know if I upped it to get the pirate ship. I can't remember if that was the one. But I should have. But I wonder if I could still get it in the backer kit, if they did it if I could still order it through the backer kit. I just want more pirate ships. I use a lot of the couple. When I say a lot, I mean just the couple that we've painted on the show already. The Blood and Plunder ones by Firelock Games. We have one of those up front with the WizKids Kraken around it, and it looks so cool because that Kraken is sick. You can't go wrong with a Kraken. All right. This guy's giving me a little bit of a hassle here. But yeah. Anybody watch, I know we didn't talk about it too much on Tuesday, but the season finale of Westworld. And if you did, I kind of feel like it's been long enough and we can actually talk about it, right? It's been a few days. Or is this like a movie thing where you have to wait a week or two before we can actually begin talking about spoilers or whatever? Because I want to talk about it. But I'm not about that spoiler culture, am I, Leona?
No.
Good answer. I just am curious as to, if you have seen it, how do you think they're going to be able to take it from where it's at in that finale to another season? Or is it, you know, I kind of feel like they're going to potentially go down a Blade Runner scenario, finding the robots and having to eliminate them from amongst the human population. I don't know if that's a spoiler. You think that's a spoiler? Yeah, it probably is. No, Rick, I'm here and watching from Paris. Oh, Johnny's here. Oh, hello, Johnny. How does it go in the beautiful Paris? Huh? That's literally the best French accent I got. And I apologize to all the French out there that had to hear that. Carl says, the pirate ship was a $30 upcharge, and you can still update your pledge to include it until September. Yeah, I think it was like September 8th or something like that. All right. It's called the Stygian Barge. All right, dang it. Hey, 1,000-year beard. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I missed you over on YouTube. I know, and it sucks that I do have the YouTube tab up. I just wasn't paying attention over there. I am literally the worst. So... But welcome, I love that name, man. 1,000-year beard. Emerald Dragon Games. I see you. Yeah, it's the army guy. Where's the smart guy with the pleasant, enjoyable accent? Blah, blah, ha. It's okay. He is Dave does upgrade our programming by having that accent and the fact that he's an amazing painter. So, yeah. I'm not an army guy, by the way. I'm a sailor. I was a sailor.
How dare you?
How dare you, Emerald Dragon? No, we love that you guys are always in the chat and sharing our content. We hope that we are doing a good service for you guys at this. If you are a retailer and you broadcast us in your stores, we do appreciate it because we hope that your customers are seeing some of the product that we're working with, and that they find a interest in picking it up from you guys. It's all good. Hey, what's up, Keith? Johnny says he left London this morning. Left them behind. I can see why. How was your trip in London there, Johnny, with bumping into Satine Phoenix and everything? That had to have been kind of a funny thing. Did you actually talk to her for a hot minute, or was it just a, hey, Satine, can I get a picture? Okay, bye. Because that's kind of what it was like meeting her at Origins. Really quick, because everybody there is, we were all so busy just running around with her, like chickens with their heads cut off. Is that a bad analogy? I feel like it might be now.
Morbid.
Yeah, maybe morbid. Dang it. But that's literally what happens. Thanks, James. I do have a nice rack. 1,000-Year Beard is a card game you're developing. My name is D.D. O'Brien. The name 1,000-Year Beard came to me in a dream. Nice. I can dig it, man. It's kind of funny because I was a couple years ago. Some friends of mine, we were talking about a board or like a card game, and we were going to call it Snackbeard the Pirate, a kids game. But we never really did anything with it, so didn't go anywhere. All right. So yeah, trying to get all this gunmetal gray on the shields and the chainmail and swords and the metallic bits here. I'm wondering, hey Johnny, if you're still watching, is it National Maple Syrup Day in France as well? Because I feel like it should be there too. Or do they have something else? I don't know. Now that I've heard it, I feel like today should be National Maple Syrup Day across the globe. And everybody should be challenged to have maple syrup with a dish they don't normally associate maple syrup with, like macaroni and cheese or a BLT M.
Gross.
What? I don't know if that's gross. It sounds amazing. Like, what would be like putting a little maple syrup in your tea instead of honey? Would you do that, Leona?
Sure.
Really? All right. I would too. I would at least try it once, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, all it really is it's almost the same thing, just a super sweet additive, that's all. All right. I feel like these guys are just going to be the worst bad guys ever that we're painting right now. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m. for building character as well. I don't want you to forget that. We're going to be doing a character build around this guy, so I probably should actually put more effort into finishing him up today. But he is the right-hand man or left-hand man of our main villain we did last week, who's on the Tesla spinner, or the right here, this guy.
Pick him up.
I don't want to pick him up.
Okay.
Is the camera not on it no more?
Nope.
Okay, sorry. This guy right here. His name is Gregory Alexander Stefano Horatio Sitwell. There he is. He is our pirate merchant bard. Yeah, he is a bard, 8th level bard, who has a freak show that he takes around, and but also uses his freak show as a front to get in with very wealthy families and then rob them blind. He is not a good dude. But I think during his character build, the one thing that was like, I think the coolest add-in was his pocket watch,
Yeah.
which is,
What was in his hand?
yeah, it's in his hand on the miniature. I'm not sure if we can actually get a good shot of it here, but in his hand there, you see that there's like a little golden disc. So we decided that that was going to be a pocket watch that once a day, he could actually turn back time up to 5 minutes. But he could only do it once. If he turned it back 1 minute, that's all he got for the day, was 1 minute turn back. But he could turn it back up to 5 minutes. So if he is working on a negotiation and it doesn't work out the first time, he can go, oh, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, what is that over there? Turn the time back. Oh, by the way, you're right. That's probably not a good idea. What do you think of this? And hopefully get the ruse over whomever he's trying to con. And I think that's a pretty powerful artifact to have in the hands of a conniving bard. What do you guys think? Not sure about syrup day. I've been here 2 hours. Dang it, Johnny. I figured you would have figured it out already. Oh, man. Thanks, Emerald Dragon. Thousand Year Beard says, if I bumped into Satine, it would be like meeting Ozzy. I'd get wobbly knees. I can see that. I mean, she's a pretty cool cat. Emerald Dragon says, oh, my bad. I'm an active duty sailor myself that just happens to have a storefront. Shipmate, I swear to God. Not. Yeah, I was a corpsman for 20 years. So, yeah. That's cool that you have a side gig with a storefront. See what else we got here. Is it all caps day? Dang it. Ooh, James says Hawaiian pizza drizzled with maple syrup. Yeah, I would get in on some of that. I think you mean the Elon Musk spinner. I did, Carl. I did mean the Elon Musk spinner. Johnny says he's taken a lot of gaming-related pictures out here that I'll be sending to Leona to post later. Great. Leona just rolled her eyes. Great. I'm not just kidding. No, that's awesome, Johnny. I know you took some cards from a certain board game that a certain company by the name of Osprey Publishing made and took some pictures, so that's kind of cool. I look forward to seeing those. Did he get any watch repair skills yet? No, he didn't. I think he took Arcana. Emerald Dragon says, I kit bashed him with a servant serving his head on a platter. It was a good sculpt. We use a lot of your tactics and ideas on how to paint the product. It looks wonderful. Thanks, man. That's Emerald Dragon saying the nice things. That's awesome. All right. But like I said, I'm currently, for those of you that might be just now jumping in, I am painting a bad guys for a building character session tomorrow. But these are the elite guard to our 8th level bard who owns and travels around with a freak show, and then whatever town or village or city he rolls into or on the outskirts of, he tries to get in with a wealthy family using his charms and other tactics, and then finds a way to relieve them of their property. Because they are so burdened with it that he must relieve them of it, because he feels that that is literally the only way that they will be able to move on with their lives.
He's the worst.
He is the worst. But this is his, like, what I would call his elite guard, these red garbed soldiers, and they kind of will always be around him in some capacity. And his head of his elite guard is the gentleman right here with the pole arm and bow and everything. He's a little bit more of a seasoned warrior than even these gents. And again, these are all WizKids miniatures from the Nolzors or the Deep Cuts unpainted pre-primed mini line.
Can you move that mini?
Oh, I am sorry. Anybody got any conventions coming up out near them that you're excited to go to? I know that we're prepping for 2 right now here at our offices. We've got San Diego Comic-Con coming up, and then right after that is Gen Con. So yeah, it's getting pretty busy around here. And but expect to see lots of good photos and coverage from both of those events on our different media platforms. Because, I'm not sure if you all know this, but we do have a couple other channels besides Game Trade Media here in our studio. We've got Comic Wow, all one word, which is a lot of fun. That is actually like for our media, they're our top media enterprise, and all media is done underneath the Comic Wow brand. So GTM falls under Comic Wow here, and then we also have Previews World. If you guys aren't familiar, if you ever go to your local comic book store, Previews is the catalog that literally shows all the products that are going to be available 2 months in advance. It's like the old Christmas catalog every month, showing comics, toys, apparel. There's some games in that as well, statues, all sorts of cool stuff. And it's usually between 500 and 600 pages of just amazing product that, like I said, is going to be available up to 2 months in advance. So like if you wanted to, go through it, find stuff, and then you could pre-order it through your retailer and stuff. So, and a lot of comic stores are game stores, and a lot of game stores may carry comics. So you probably have seen it around. So we do the video content for all those entities. So if you ever are on like Previews World here on Facebook or YouTube, all those videos that show someone talking about the gem of the month or spotlight videos or with Animia, those are all done here in our studio. So we have a lot of fun working in the industry of comics, games, and toys. Man, that sounds awesome to say that. And we do hope that you guys enjoy what we're making, and we appreciate you joining us for all of our antics that we do here. And just so you know, we did a contest recently that somebody won a trip to San Diego Comic-Con. Mr. Tom Clem and his guest that he'll be taking to San Diego. But I just want to let you all know, keep your eyes and ears open, because we are going to be dropping a contest for New York Comic-Con really soon. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, tomorrow I'll be able to launch it, and people can start entering to win a trip to New York Comic-Con for them and a guest. One winner and their guest will be able to go to New York. We already know that it's approved to be done. It's just we're waiting for graphics approval. And then once we get that, we'll launch it, and then y'all can start entering to win a trip to New York Comic-Con. And it's going to be amazing, because Reed Pop, which is the company behind New York Comic-Con, C2E2, the PAX shows, Emerald City Comic-Con, they're throwing in some really cool stuff for the winner and their guest as well. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be amazing. And then hopefully maybe we'll be able to do something for PAX Unplugged as well. Hopefully, we'll see. All right. James is here. Kurt's here. May he rest in peace. All right, James, I know you got about 10 minutes left. Volcon at the end of July. Oh, that sounds cool. Volcon. It's hot. Let's see what else we got going on here. If you guys were going to be at ReaperCon, I'd go. Oh, I wish we were going to ReaperCon. Maybe next year. Maybe I can finagle it. If not as a company, maybe I can go as a guest, or just as a fan, and just go down there and enjoy it and paint with everybody and have fun. Thousand Year Beard says late August, Dragon Flight in Bellevue, Washington. That sounds cool. We will be at Gamma next year. Yep, absolutely. It's hard to see us at Gamma because we usually are doing all of our video content up in a suite, and I don't get down to the showroom floor very much. But I will make it a point to do something at the Alliance booth next year, so that everybody can, maybe I'll block it off that I'll be able to be there and kind of hang out and talk to everybody. I think that'd be probably a good idea. All right, James, be good. Have a great day. Kurt's still here. It's like he's infecting our computer with his Ghost in the Machine antics. It takes place in Vulcan. Which one is that? AB for Canada.
Alberta?
Is it Alberta? Okay, you're probably right. Oh, my cam was acting funky. Sorry. It was either... what? I don't know. It may have just been me. I was shaking my leg, as I do sometimes. All right. It is Alberta. Thank ya. All right, Keith, be well. Stay out of trouble. And if you get into any trouble, let us know. We'll bail you out, brother. All right. That isn't like me saying go get in trouble. All right. Cool. These helmets on some of these guys are pretty silly. I like the ones that have like the cap with like the little ridge around the edge, and not the ones that are kind of just flat with banding across like that. I don't like that so much, but I get it. All right. I feel like maybe the ones with the banding and the backpacks are maybe a little bit lower level even than the ones with just the shields and swords. Oops. That's what you like to hear. Oops. All right. Dang it. Another oops. I'm the worst today. Mixing paints that don't need to be mixed yet. Fair wind, sailor. Got to get back to work. All right, Emerald Dragon. You guys have a great day, and thanks again for being a part of this community and letting us be a part of yours out there in Emerald Dragon Games land. We appreciate it. All right. Do that. Getting all the little metal bits. Try not to mix everything up and make it look the worst, but I may have been too late. Yep, too late. All right. All right. Curses. So I finished up the TV show Lucifer. I had it saved to finish watching it, finish that up this week. And now I have got to finish up Riverdale and Arrow, because I had them all like saved on my DVR. I'm trying to get them all watched up before this weekend. And also clean my house because my kids are coming to visit me this weekend. And they're going to stay with me for a week, my two littles. My older two are adults and out doing their adult life stuff. My son's in the Navy, and my daughter lives in Florida. But my two little ones are coming up, and I'm going to introduce them to some new board games. But if you guys have any suggestions on some games I should introduce my children to, throw it in the comments there. As an example of a game that they do play with me, they do like to play Mysterium. So there's that. But if there's anything you guys think, I'm going to introduce them to Thanos Rising by USAopoly, and probably Gizmos by Simon. But
It's sitting behind you.
is it?
Yes, sir.
Is it literally staring at me? Yeah, I'll probably show them that. Probably introduce them to Splendor as well. Um, I've got a lot of choices to share with them. So if you guys, like I said, if you have any suggestions, let me know, and I'll take them into serious consideration because I want to show them all the games. And if you guys haven't yet, you should share this in your in all the groups you're in, or at least on your personal page, because I know you have friends that are painting or painters and may not have seen what we do yet. That would be awesome. All right. Trying to get this a little bit more paint on the main leader of the elite guys here, the left-hand man to our big bardic villain. I think this guy's gonna be a lot of fun to make, to do a character build around tomorrow as well. He just looks and has the feel of like he has been studying his whole life to be the best at any weapon system he puts in his hand, be it polearm, bow, sword. He's like Wesley from The Princess Bride, learning how to use anything that the others would be willing to teach him to become the best weapons master there is. And he has a fondness for red in his attire. And we'll probably have to come up with why that's the case as well. Why does he have such an affinity towards the color red? Is it because of the blood? Is it just because it's a striking color that might irritate the eyes? I don't know. I'm gonna need your guys' help with that. Red dyed leather. Maybe he watched Bram Stoker's Dracula and saw the red dragon armor. It was like, whoa, that's sick. And he said it just like that, because this is like an ancient ancestor to Keanu Reeves. Whoa. I actually think that's kind of a funny idea to have. Keanu paint, what? And he learned when he said, en garde, he was really saying, I love you. That is classic Carl. What are you painting right now, Carl? I'd like to see it. I'd like to see everybody's paints. Whatever projects you're working on, I would love to see what you're working on. And if you aren't, like I said before, earlier in the broadcast, if you are not in the Painting Happy Lil Minis Facebook group, go over there and request to join it so that we can add you in there and you can start sharing the projects you're working on. And if you have any questions, everybody in that group is super cool and they will help you if they have the knowledge to do so. Everybody seems to just love sharing their knowledge because we just want everybody to, one, have fun in the hobby we all enjoy, and two, get better. We want people to get better or feel like they're getting better. Dave always tells me I'm getting better. I just maybe feel like I'm getting better. I don't know if I'm actually getting better. All right. Maybe he likes Valentine's Day. Ooh, he might. That's from Josh Alexander. This character might just like Valentine's Day. Or is a follower of Cupid. A group of awesome female heroes from Reaper are still trying to push through Dragons Don't Share. That dragon may have defeated me. Oh no. Dragons Don't Share, that miniature set was a pretty daunting miniature. I've mentioned it before, but I'm actually working on the big 5-headed dragon that Reaper does at home right now. Maul something, I can't remember its full name, but I'm working on that one at home, and it is a beast. I can't put a lot of like time into it because, like I said, I'm trying to get my place ready for my kids to show up, and I don't want them to come in. My kid, you ever notice how preteens and 13, 14-year-olds are very honest, and they'll tell you right off the bat. It's like, like my kids have walked in my house before and been like, "Dad, seriously, you really need to organize all these games." Dad, are you eating? Because all that's in your fridge is Gatorade. They're funny. My son is starting to make fun of my gray hairs. And I told him that if he doesn't watch it, he's going to genetically lose his hair like I have and also get gray. And he doesn't think it's going to happen, but I showed him, what I used to look like as a younger man, and he got a little panicky because I said, "Now look at this, look at that, and look at your grandparents on your mother's side, because Gramps doesn't have any hair, and none of the men on your mom's side have hair, and they're young. So good luck, buddy." My son is just a character. I'm hoping that when they come, next week, over the weekend and next week, I'll be able to bring him in here and have him paint with us. I think that'd be a lot of fun on Thursday, maybe next week. Because, like I said, they are very funny. All right. I kind of feel like this guy just wants to... You know what it could be? The reason they like red is the Deadpool effect. Yeah, the 5-headed Tiamat-like dragon. I think the reason that he likes red is much like in the first Deadpool movie when he says, "You know why I wear red? So that you can't tell if I'm bleeding or not." Which can be a psychological thing in combat. You hit him, but if you can't see any blood because it just blends in with the color of the uniform, are you really hurting them if they're still coming at you, So maybe that's why they do it. Psychological combat. But we'll find out tomorrow when we do building character. All right. Uh-oh, my brother's here. Should have worn brown pants. Exactly. All right. All right, there we go. I'm gonna let him dry a little bit. I gotta highlight him and do his boots, give his mustache a bit of paint, and he will be good to go, ish. I need matte black, which I think is right there on my rack. I also like this because it's upside down and the toppers have the little hole that they go into so that they keep nice and neat. It's nice. But if you want to check out Impudent Mortal, they've got some other really cool things like this right here. Billboard sign was also from them. It doesn't come obviously with the Painting Happy Little Minis thing on there. We made that here in-house, but yeah, it's a cool cool little add-in thing there. So if you guys want to pick up anything from them, they'd probably really like that. All right. Getting the signal, ladies and gentlemen, that our time together is almost up. What are we going to do in these last few minutes? Oh, something we haven't done yet, real quick. What you guys watching on Netflix? I watched this animated show recently where all these kids are trapped in this world, but they have like they have superpowers, and they have to. They're trying to figure out a way to escape to get back to their world, and it's really good. I kind of binged watched it in like a 2-day time span over about a week ago. Josh says you should paint a Toys R Us Joffrey and put his character into a game. He needs a job now, poor guy. Make him a villain. Nice. And my brother also, oddly, is complimenting on my rack. Feel uncomfortable having my brother talk about my rack in the chat room. So if you guys don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Todd Duma is my brother, my actual younger brother by 3 years. And him and his son, well, his whole family, his wife, daughter, son, they are all grade A nerds. He will deny it, but it is true. He is a huge Star Wars fan. His son plays Magic the Gathering. His wife likes the Funko blind miniature Walking Dead minis, and thus making my niece, by proxy, also a nerd, which is amazing. I never thought it would happen, but I am so happy that they came into the light and have joined us, one of us, and we should all be very proud of him. All right. It's kind of interesting. This guy has a very, like one of those dastardly mustaches, the very thin pencil mustaches. And he is, kind of looks like Pierce Brosnan a little bit in that sculpt, which is kind of cool, actually. Pierce Brosnan.
Want to put him on the spinner?
Sure. I mean, I don't think he's actually ready for it, but because remember, I painted it. Real quick, hit that right there. These up here real quick. Why is it chipping away in certain spots? It looks like it's chipping away, and I don't like it. All right, we'll put him up there for now. He's not quite done, but he's done enough because we have come to the end of our day, ladies and gentlemen. Or, oh, okay, so what this guy kind of looks like, now that I think about it, is Bill the Butcher from Gangs of New York, a little bit. So I got to highlight all of his reds there and stuff, but you can see it as he comes around. He kind of has that Bill the Butcher look.
It's true.
Yeah, which is what, Daniel Day-Lewis is the actor. So yeah. And now that I think about it, the Bill the Butcher kind of characterization, how he talked and stuff, I think would be a really cool way to play this character. I'm rewatching Babylon 5 on Amazon, which is, oh, Carl, that's a good show. Even if the acting, camera work, and effects are quite creaky, the show is still awesome. Josh says he's watching Star Trek. I hope Picard makes a comeback. You're the one who has his rack of paint out for the world to see. I know. Don't judge me. All right, everybody. Again, thank you so much for joining us here at Painting Happy Little Minis. We do appreciate being a part of your community and allowing us into your, into your world by watching and everything. And we love you being a part of ours. Go over to Painting Happy Little Minis, our Facebook group, if you haven't already. Make sure you're going to your friendly local game store and being a patron there and picking up the miniatures that we painted today. If you don't already have them, these are from WizKids, wizkids.com/unpainted if you want to find out more. And I painted today with some Army Painter war paints, and I was getting ready to use, I used some Vallejo game color as well. So a couple of different brands of paints were used, so check out the paints that are available as well at your local game store. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. for Building Character, and I'd really like for y'all to join me. I'm Rick, and I'll see you at the game store.
Guys, we're super excited to share that our new book, The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, is now available.
We love tabletop gaming as much as you do, and we're so thrilled to share the finished book with the community. This book covers the history of the tabletop industry, from classic board games like Monopoly to collectible card games like Magic, and of course RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons.
The book also highlights some of the top talent in the industry, featuring interviews with Peter Atkinson, Matthew Mercer, Larry Elmore, and many more. Plus, we chatted with collectors from all walks of life who shared their own knowledge and insight about tabletop collecting.
We also discuss everything from the impact of crowdfunding on the current state of the industry, as well as take a look at all sorts of ways to preserve your collection for years to come. This book provides a perfect snapshot of the tabletop industry at large and shows what makes this hobby so great.
You can head into your local game store or comic shop right now and pick up your copy of The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games. If they don't have it in stock, you can order your copy through previews, through Game Trade Magazine, or through gemstonepub.com.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.